This party don't stop. This party don't stop. This party don't stop. This party don't stop.
Here we go. See, I'm loving what you do to me, so if it's cool, let me know. We can kick it to the VIP because the party don't stop till 3. Meaning you're in the crib all over me. CIBTRIP PER, and we are CAMP to the moolah. We blow this bazooka. It's crazy, baby, how I'm on you like Slim to shit. Yeah. So let me see your head bob, cause this party don't stop.
Cause tonight,
You better bring somebody to the club. To the club.
cause tonight,
We calling everybody, so get up. Alright.
this party don't stop. Don't stop. This party don't stop. It goes on and this party don't stop. Don't stop. This party don't stop. It goes on and on.
Let me give your body a job, employ a new technique. Work it, rock it like a cradle in bed. I need a free. Wait a minute, let me clarify. The way you maneuver, I can't deny. So scream from the top of your lungs and maybe I'll pacify ya. Take over, my baby, it ain't over. No fat lady, navigate to the floor, make your way. Dilate, give me more A-OK. It ain't fair. The way you're shaking it and moving it, baby, make them stare. Step up in the building, everybody and go up, up, up. Then it's You better bring somebody to the club. To the club.
Cause tonight,
We calling everybody, so get up. Alright.
this party don't stop. Don't stop. This party don't stop. It goes on and this party don't stop. Don't stop. This party don't stop. It goes on and on.
So get your hands up. Get ready to party on the dance floor. Jamming till 6 in the morning.
So get your drinks up.
Don't spill on nobody. Hit the bar, get some girls, cause the bottles we poppin'. But I'm a little bit too bubbly, so all the ladies look lovely, but can't tell if they ugly, cause someone get these girls off of me. Meet me by the bar, baby girl, round 3 now. Let's go get some shots. Drink up, cause you know the party don't stop.
Tonight,
You better bring somebody to the club. To the club.
cause tonight,
We calling everybody, so get up. Alright.
this party don't stop. Don't stop. This party don't stop. It goes on and this party don't stop. Don't stop. This party don't stop. It goes on and on. Don't stop. It goes on and on. Don't stop. It goes on and on. Day and night. Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
Good morning and welcome to Sheversations with myself. Good morning and welcome to Sheversations with myself, Caroline Murote. This is a place where we amplify female voices, and we've just been ushered into the show with the Party Don't Stop. There's a legendary hip-hop urban legends camp, Mula. And yeah, this is where the party does not stop on this beautiful Furahi day on the 13th of June 2025. Swali niko nayo this beautiful morning is ulikula tiagas jana, or are you just a Kenyan? Did you eat tiagas? Mimi tiagas ilinipata pale Koja around 4 p.m. Truly, I was minding my business. minding my business, alafu I see people running, nilikuwa naingia matatu nielekee somewhere uko side za Wangige, and then I see people running. Next thing you know, tear gas iko kila mahali in the air, and uko ndani ya matatu naenda wapi? That's the safest place you could be. So tuliketi hapo tukakula tear gas. We saw the people that were running from the police. Gen Z wametokea tena, in the protest of the injustice that happened to Albert Ojwang. And I just want to know how being Kenyan is looking like this particular morning for you. So holla at me, Caroline_Murote, at Kara Murote on TikTok, and Caroline Murote on Facebook and Twitter at Power Radio across all platforms. And the hashtag that you want to be typing out is a hashtag Sheversations with Caroline Murote, hashtag Power Radio. Those are just to name a few of the hashtags where you can find us on this conversation. So join in, jump in, and let me know how being Kenyan is feeling for you, particularly as a woman. How is it feeling for you right now? How does it feel to be, walking up and down in the streets of Nairobi if you're a Nairobian? And how does it feel generally to be Kenyan? Because the season is June, and the name of the game is Maandamano. It seems this is going to be the order of the day. I would love to see better. I am looking forward to seeing better in the next few years, the next few months. So we just keep speaking that truth into reality, because God loves our country, Kenya, and regardless of all of the evil and the weird instances of violence, police brutality, extrajudicial killings, we love our country, and God is going to take care of this country. So I just want you to chill, just relax. We are going to be having a beautiful conversation this particular Friday, and let's jump into another jam, and my loves, because that's how loving I am. This is for you.
Power Radio.
Manase kwenye mic. Nanjora wa Manjaro. Mini weni mini mouse. Tufike pale Disney, ribbon shati na blouse. Uliza Tom and Jerry kapati nataka clowns. Ama two stupid dogs, sisi tuko down bet. Nimepanga nina space ya two. Date kama tunda, breakfast for two. Tuseme nina hope ya you. Vile tuko free kucheza kama cartoons. Here you go, Pewa balloon, Miss Cunningham, I'm your bear balloon. Call it serendipity, villain I feel so due. Who knew to odd ones could even out the mood. Love TBT kama rapa magoo. Sweet kama pipi shika rapa I do. Si mas kwenda kinki pewa sweetie ya you. Ni mimi ni tekiti role play ni through. So come through, hapo kwangu kama 5+2. You like food, nina wagu ina sick na soup. You want proof, okay maybe ni kanyagu ya chum. Babora time na you, the rest si must to do. To vibe mama, kama rumba mama. Improvise na cham, hamna haraka hata. Mina wewe dada, ni time so tam sana. Songea karibu mama, hii ni just for you. Cause nimepanga nina space ya two. Date kama tunda, breakfast for two. Tuseme nina hope ya you. Vile tuko free kucheza kama cartoons. Nimepanga nina space ya two. Date kama tunda, breakfast for two. Tuseme nina hope ya you. Vile tuko free kucheza kama cartoons.
Dexter na Johnny Bravo. Tumekuja na ingine form juvenile. Sijui tukuite superwoman. Baby umeweza kama Kim Possible. Undeniable. Kele tukaue. Ekangu tapye nuwe resident. Na kwa president. Maembe maukamba God nothing on you, yeah. Makwasi masoso ni mewe. Ukangonye kusua ele tuka. No aisieli ele. Na kwa nina space for you, yeah.
Nimepanga nina space ya two. Date kama tunda, breakfast for two.
Breakfast for you.
Tuseme nina hope ya you. Vile tuko free kucheza kama cartoons. Nimepanga nina space ya two. Date kama tunda, breakfast for two. Tuseme nina hope ya you. Vile tuko free kucheza kama cartoons.
Cha mama. Kalongolongo nivo. Hapana nivo. Hapana cha mama. Cha baba. Kalongolongo nivo. Hapana. Hapana.
nimepanga nina space ya 2 date kama tunda breakfast for 2.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Came always on the beat, yo.
Akilove.
Yes.
Sina job tumeokoka. Nikikushow hutanitoka. Niko na ball na sio soka.
What do you mean? Ati uko na ball? Is this a prank? Hatujai fall? Give me a minute, let me pick this call.
Hello binguni.
Jose, itabidi utulie. Huyu mtoi ni wa Sagodi. Sagodi. Huyu mtoi atasave worldi.
Sawa Mary, nimeshasikia. Tafute ka base kako out of danger. Either hosi ama kamenja.
Did you know? Looking at better. Cosa que dudar. Oh, buena. La buena siente.
Meherode ni children killer. Nasikia katoi flani kamezaliwa. Kataputwa na dai kukafinya. Kwa mitaa yote hadi na mabela.
Yes, kami kanku take over. Mataifa yote kata take over.
Hapo ndo mambo itachemuka na ndo maana nataka kukafinya.
Nimekam faster. Mini wise man na follow star. Nasikia kuna mtoi flani amezaliwa Bethlehem na ni superstar. Itabidi nifike tupige sherehe. Murenge imejaa, pori imejaa. Leo ni msosi, richi mudosi. Zawadi kibao na watu kibao. Dhahabu, uvumba na manimane. Watoto wapewe maperemende. Herode awache mamehemehe. Mehemehe. Herode awache mamehemehe. Mehemehe.
Did you know? Todo viene better. Cosa que dudar. Oh, buena. La buena siente.
Mbuzi lazima tuchinje.
Machapo lazima tukande.
Masoda lazima tunywaku.
Nataka Christmas tree. Tumepata mkombozi.
Mbuzi lazima tuchinje.
Machapo lazima tukande. Masoda lazima tunywaku.
Mimi nataka Christmas tree.
Tumepata mkombozi. Todo na bera. Todo na duda.
Oh my goodness, Mary haujaibisha dunia. Umetupa kadoto kazuri na tutakaita Jesus. Hamwena hivi atatuokoa. Hallelujah. It is final, it is done.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Come and see what the Lord has done for me. Taking all the shame and the pain from me. He supplies all my needs every day, can't lead. Now I'm steady rocking with the best holy. You can call me son of the dawn, son of the most high only. Son of the king manifesting his glory. Holy, the 24 are calling. The lamb is worthy of the praise and glory.
Mkono wake huyu Mungu ni Mungu wa nguvu, nimeona mkono wake, mkono wake, nimeona mkono wake, mkono wake huyu Mungu ni Mungu wa nguvu, nimeona mkono wake, mkono wake ni Mungu. Amefanya jambo jipya, nani tena kama yeye? Yeye ndiye mwanzo mwisho, hakuna kama yeye. Mungu wa maajabu, Mungu anainua, tumeona mkono wake,
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Aya, 19 minutes past 11, and we have been listening to Mkono Wake, 1005 songs, Andrew Awili, Salame, and Ward Molo. Right before that, we had Nyombe by Nelly Tuikong, Abel Chungu, Suka, and right before that, it was Hanini by Dominion Family. And right about now, we're about to celebrate a powerful woman, because, here on Sheversations, we're all about amplifying female voices. Now, niliwambiaje my Tswana saying. My Tswana saying is musadi ke thari ya setšhaba. Musadi ke thari ya setšhaba. Musadi means woman. Thari is the pillar, yes, and setšhaba is the nation. And I've given you guys that translation that traditionally the children in the Tswana culture, and this is also the same case to most African countries, the Tswana children were being carried with cloths that were made from goat skin, cow skin, just the animal skin, and that particular piece of cloth that was gotten from animal, the hide of an animal, is called thari. And why are we saying musadi ke thari ya setšhaba? Why is the woman this hide, this cloth that supports a child? Because a pillar supports, and without that cloth, that reinforcement, then the mother would not be able to carry this child on her back. So that is exactly what women are. In order for you to nurture, to take care of a child, you need this thari, and the woman is that thari that supports and nurtures and holds up society. And I want you to be cognizant of that this morning by celebrating and being very intentional to recognize the efforts of the women in your lives currently, the women around you, because again, musadi ke thari ya setšhaba, you feed a woman, you feed a nation, you educate a woman, you educate a nation. And it is extremely important for us to be talking about stories that recognize the value of women, and how even men in society would really be imbalanced if were it not for women, and vice versa. I equally believe that men are very important, but what we do here on Sheversations is creating awareness. Why? Because there has been a bit of an imbalance in society, just unnecessary power struggles, abuses of power, and hence why we have this dedicated spaces. So, anyway, and I just want you to let me know which woman are you celebrating this morning. Hashtag Sheversations, hashtag Sheversations with Caroline Murote. Let me know at Caroline Murote, Caroline_Murote on the socials, at Power Radio on the socials. Let me know who you're celebrating this morning. But on to who's powerful, what's powerful, who is making things happen. You already know that every Friday we be celebrating a girlie that's living her best life in the space of empowering herself and others, just doing the most with the gifts that God has given her. And this particular morning, we are looking into the space of environmental justice. Wangari Maathai and her legacy has come home to roost. So we are going to be celebrating a 23-year-old Sheila Chelangat. 23-year-old Sheila Chelangat. And why? Why are we celebrating her? We are celebrating her because she is a very bold voice in Kenya's climate justice movement. She's from Eldoret, Kenya, and just 23. She's a founder of Green Dada. Have you ever heard of Green Dada? This one is a grassroots initiative led by young women in Yosin Agishu County that focuses on community-driven reforestation, clean energy awareness, and sustainable livelihoods. And recently, she graduated as an environmental science graduate, and she turned her final year project into a nationwide campaign on eco-conscious living among young people. And currently, she is involved in mentoring high school students on environmental leadership and partners with local women's groups to introduce solar cooking and to reduce a reliance on firewood. And she uses social media to break down climate issues in Sheng and relatable content, making climate literacy cool, inclusive, and accessible for our younger generations that are on social media. And Sheila Langat is our powerful woman. We are celebrating her because she's showing us that activism isn't just for the streets. I see a Tiagas Peke. It's for the soil, the air, and the future. And she is sinking her roots deep into the things that matter and growing out, branching out towards sustainability. And I love how she's carrying other young people across. So if you want to interact with what Sheila Chelangat is doing, you might want to look for her on the socials. And she is a proof that young women can lead with both a fire as well as focus. You know, we're not just hot, we're hot in the kitchen, and we are combating the heat of climate change. And shout out to Sheila Chelangat on her work in this feminist climate justice space, and just creating intergenerational equity. So if you're Weni Bestia Sheila Chelangat, please tell her kudos, shout out, big up. You are doing a great job. And that is our powerful woman for today. And right after this break, we are going to be diving into a conversation with a powerful man who's going to be sharing a man's perspective on relationships, on love, on romance, and the value of a woman in a man's life, the value of parents in a man's life. So those are the kinds of conversations we are having here on Sheversations. So please stay tuned and let me know what you're thinking. Usio gope to leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll be sure to get back to you. So I'm going to leave you in the good hands of one of my favorite jams. All my jams are my favorite jams, but this particular one is Nitangoja by Kinoti already.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Love for you will forever stay the same. Nikiwa kando yako, miles away. We'll be okay, and I promise that soon I'll be here to stay. We'll break down, 'cause it'll be some time before tushikane mikono. And I won't see you often, na siyo kupenda kwangu, ni mipango ya Mungu. But I promise that soon I'll be here to stay. If it's your love, I'm prepared to wait. Nitangoja, na sitachoka. No matter where you are, nitangoja. No matter where you are, nitangoja, na sitachoka. No matter where you are, nitangoja, na sitachoka. No matter where you are, nitangoja, na sitachoka. Sitachoka mama, sitachoka. Nitakungoja wewe, oh sitachoka. Sitachoka mama, yeah. No matter where you are, nitangoja, na sitachoka.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
It's so hard to leave. Sing me a song when I am gone from you. It's so hard to leave. Sing me a song when I am gone from you. I won't be gone for long. Sing me a song when I am far from you. I won't gone for long. Sing me a song when I am far from you, far from you. When all the lights fade and there's nowhere in the world to go, I know I would rather stay, but then again I'm unsure. Simpler times have all but faded, but I can't stay all the same. Simpler times have all but faded, but I can't stay all the same. Mama's wailing, Mongo's wailing from home. Mama's wailing, don't go away 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 from me. Mama's wailing, don't go away from me. Mama's wailing, begging you to stay. The class gathered by the road, nowhere in the world's the same. You're better off staying home. Simpler times have all but faded. I can't stay all the same. Simpler times have all but faded. I can't stay all the same. Simpler times have all but faded. I can't stay all the same. Simpler times have all but faded. I can't stay all the same. From you, it's so hard to leave. Sing me a song when I am gone from you. I won't be gone for long. Sing me a song when I am far from you. I won't be gone for long. Sing me a song when I am far from you, far from you.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
It is hard. It is hard. It is hard to be far from you. That is Dala by East African Wave. And they are just talking about, like why? Why must we be far from the people that we love? Why must we be far from home? So they're also talking about Kisumu Dala and just what it feels like to be home, what it feels like to really value that place, particularly when you are far, far, far away. And in case you're just joining us, it is 11:35, 25 minutes to half past to 12 to half past the date. Yeah, we said hakunanga 12 noon. It is half past the day. So it is 25 minutes to half past the day. And right before Dala by East African Wave and Mankind, tumekuwa na Ntakugoja by Kinoti. Kinoti is out there being just living his best life with his heart on his sleeve. And I'm like, man, y'all should be like this, nyinyi wote, but just msemange ukweli, and then let us choose. Give us that opportunity to choose, So do we want somebody who feels like they're simping? Do we want a hopeless romantic? Ama tunataka hawa wenye hawaongeangi? But like, it's the honesty. Mi nimewahi ambiwa, I've once been told by somebody, this sons of Kisumu, one of them told me, mi nakupenda lakini kuna wengine. And I was like, But let me tell you guys, I really appreciated that honesty. I really appreciated the honesty because then I was able to choose kama if I wanted to be the only one by going alone and being alone, the only one alone at home, ama being one of many. Tupendwe tukiwa wengi juu at least aliniambia ukweli. So what do you think about that? What do you think about this level of honesty in relationships, and how vulnerable should men be when it comes to expressing their feelings? And speaking about men expressing their feelings, mimi siko peke yangu leo. I am having this conversation today with a gentleman who I'm going to allow him to introduce himself. So hi, good morning, and how are you?
I'm fine.
Yes, majina za serikali, how should those people refer to you?
Stephen Omondi.
Yes. Alafu ulikuwa na ukigrow up ulikuwa na nickname, mama wewe umekuwa tu Steve, Stevo, Steven?
Nimekuwa na nickname mingi.
Ebu tupe moja yenye ilikubamba sana growing up.
Ile growing up ama later on in life?
At any point, whichever point, yeah.
I think kwenye mestick sana nikiwa kampo niliitwa
Toronto. No, there has to be a backstory.
Yeah, so nilikuwa napenda kuvaa t-shirt ya Toronto. It was branded Toronto. I think I also had a hoodie later on.
Okay.
So one time this lecturer just came in and called me Toronto.
Ulitoa kikomba? Ulinunua wapi hiyo t-shirt?
It was given to me. It was a gift.
It was a gift?
Yeah.
Na uko si lazima tufike huko Toronto, Canada.
Tafika.
Lazima tuende. Yeah, okay. So Toronto, and then kuna ingine. Now is there another? Now I'm curious. I want a second one.
Second one.
Yeah, another nickname that you've had.
Okay. I don't think there's been another one. Kuna ingine ya kitambo huko nyuma.
Iseme.
Inaitwa Odido Abonga.
That's a full that's a compound sentence. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Where did that name come from?
In my early years, I was, I think, fat. Let me use the word fat.
Okay.
Yeah, and so early on there was someone else who also had a big body.
Okay.
So I was given that name because I somehow.
So ilikuwa jina yake.
Ilikuwa yake.
Okay.
So mimi nilipewa hiyo jina cause
yeye
pia alikuwa big bodied. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I see. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
When I was young in high school, people used to call me because you children are so silly. They used to call me Carrot because my name is Caroline. So I was just called Carrot. And then nilikuwa nasema I have 20/20 vision, and you know how apparently carrots give you good sight.
Yeah.
So they're like, because apparently unaonanga kila alafu nilikuwa mjuaji. Nilikuwa, oh my god, if you didn't like education na ulikuwa kwa klasi yangu uko unanipenda. Mimi nilikuwa napenda masomo, walimu walikuwa wananipenda, but sikuwa like mtiaji. I had friends and I was friendly with my classmates, but I was quite a brilliant student, and so they're just like, Carrot, because you see everything, like hata unaonanga exams mbele kabla. So walikuwa wananitease hata that nilikuwa naandika examples kwa multiple choice. You know how multiple choice is just writing A,
Yeah,
B,
yeah.
C. So how they used to tease me in high school is that saa wewe unataka kutuonyesha you know everything. Mpaka unaandikia mwalimu example kwa multiple choice and you know nobody's gonna mark that.
Yeah, sure.
So that was one of my nicknames. Alafu later on, nikajiita Lotus. Because I'm like, hey, hii life story yangu ni kama kuna matope mingi, but I'm blooming because a lotus flower is a flower that blooms from the mud.
Yeah.
It grows predominantly in swamp. You know, and najua swamp, mtu akikwambia you're the swamp, jua tu we ni umechafuka, it's disgusting, it's stagnant water, it's smelly. And so I'm just like, no. I'm a lotus flower because something beautiful comes out of all of these ugly circumstances. Yeah, so alafu later on Mungu akaniambia, mimi sikukupea hiyo jina. Sijui mbona unataka kujiassociate na jina ya matope. Yeah, so now currently my name that's not my given name is Eliezer. So Eliezer is a biblical name, and this one, honestly speaking, God gave it to me. Hakuna si kujitafutia. Hakuna, it's not a human being. It's at some point I was having a moment with God, and the name, I was watching a sermon, and then nikasikia this is the name. Yeah, because after God told me achana na hii Lotus, saa hii ndio ilikuja. It was like, because niliambiwa I will give you a new name. Yeah, I don't know about you and your spirituality. Lakini mi nakuanga uko deep ndani.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Eliezer means helped of the Lord. So it was the name of one of the high priests in the Bible. Kuna story mingi dramatic, but it means helped of the Lord. So venye nilikuwa naona my life is coming from scam, it's not looking good, the environment, it's not good, but I'm still blooming. God was like, no. Actually, the only identity you need to recognize yourself with, regardless of your life history, is that you are helped of the Lord. So that's normally kiulizwa DJ names, sijui street names, sijui name ya usanii, mi niko na tu Eliezer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just picked something, talked about carrots.
Yeah.
And I think speaking about farming, on the farming side, most people don't know that carrots absorb most of impurities.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Compared to all other crops.
I didn't know that. So from the soil?
Yeah, from the soil.
So they cleanse the land?
Really, it's not about cleansing.
Okay.
It's about whatever you put in the soil where carrots grow.
Yeah. They're going to absorb.
Yeah. Specifically talking about poisonous stuff. All that, maybe spraying and all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. Thank you. Now I know.
Yeah.
That's a fun fact.
Yeah.
I like you. You unaniletea info. I like information, knowledge. My mind is curious. So now tell me, Steve, as a young boy, what kind of a person were you? So you already told us you are a big man. You know, you wanted to be, you were big when you were small.
Yeah.
So at least we know that. But what was it about you when you remember your childhood? You're like, oh, so if you have children, you will have children or people that you love, and you want to talk about your childhood. What would you say if you were to summarize it? What kind of boy was Steve when he was young?
I was curious.
You were curious?
Yes.
Okay.
But quiet.
Curious but quiet.
Yeah. So just observe.
All right.
And I never used to ask questions out loud.
Really?
Yeah.
So how did you used to get answers? Because something about curiosity is that wanasemanga curiosity killed the cat. Kumanisha you want to know.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
It is.
Yeah. Where did you get your answers?
I don't think I really got the answers I wanted, but I took what I saw.
Okay.
And I think for most things, because I never asked, so for most questions I had, I just decided that, okay, if I don't find the answer for this, then it just moves at the back of my mind.
Una compartmentalize.
Yeah.
You know, wanasemanga hivyo that men have many boxes in their head. Unapata they care, they think about it, lakini hiyo box haijafikiwa juu iliwekwa 3 years ago. Yeah. And then there's women who would think about everything at the same time. Multitasking. Yeah. Okay, so that's interesting. So ebu niambie ni kitu nini ilikuwa inakushangaza sana. Now because you're a curious child who didn't ask questions, you're just like, wow, this is interesting. Yeah, what's that thing that really stayed with you for a long time as a child that you were just not understanding or you really needed to understand better about?
kids don't have such deep thoughts.
Me as a child, guys, you were not having those deep thoughts. Thoughts, really?
Yeah, because mine, you see, mine were mostly coming from the things I was observing.
Okay.
So maybe see my elder brothers do something, and I'm like, why are these guys doing this? And there were things that had no plausible explanation.
It wasn't making sense.
It wasn't. But just because they were older than me and they were doing it.
Right.
So you question, and then at the end you do it, you follow the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we look our copy and paste. You're really unashanga, but then you're like, oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unajua, do you know about this the 4 temperaments, the personalities, the sanguine, phlegmatic, choleric, and melancholic? Uko familiar na those personalities?
Not so much.
Where unaka phlegmatic. So let me tell you about phlegmatics. Phlegmatics are I'm not going to fight. I want peace. I don't want problems. Mimi msponiuliza. I'm not going to say anything. And truly, I'm minding my business. Yeah. So is that you? Like you have a lot going on, but you'll choose to be passive about it. As long as it's not a life or death situation, utayacha tu.
Sort of.
That's a phlegmatic.
It's been with me for the longest time.
Yeah.
Because I remember in my early years also, I used to like escaping questions.
Yes.
I'd be like, I don't know.
Oh my, but you have an opinion.
And I don't want to go deeper into it. So I'm like, I don't know.
So just ukiulizwa what your personality type is. So the name of this test or theory is the 4 temperaments. So where you're a classic phlegmatic, because phlegmatics, they're just like, you have content, but you choose to be passive.
Yeah.
So before we dig, and hakuna kitu tunapata, because you're not going to willingly, express whatever it is that is inside. That's I'm a sanguine. So sanguines, about two, we are breathing, we are going to be talking.
Yeah.
You've not asked me my opinion, I will insist on sharing it anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm also a choleric. So cholerics are, things must be done in the right order. You have to make sense. If you're not making sense, ebu achana na mimi.
Yeah.
So now sijuangi what to do with myself, because I'm both. Because sanguines don't care. Sanguines are happy-go-lucky. They do whatever they want, whenever they want. They don't always care about people. Cholerics care about that things should be done the correct way. So nakuanga too, depending on which part of me you find, it's a lot.
Yeah.
In summary, it's a lot. Like ukipatana na mimi unaiza choka. And then you look like the kind of person who's like, kama unataka mtu ametulia, just have Steve around because atasumbua.
Sure.
Okay. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing those.
One have multiple of those.
Yes. Yeah. So why I'm saying that I'm equally choleric and sanguine. So a good way for you to check, unaenda tu online unafanya the test, because obviously somebody came up with a theory. So now there are many tests. Zingine ziko, if you find the ones which are they're asking for money, ignore them. They are free. So it's the same. They ask you many questions, about maybe 20 to 30 questions, depending on which website has put up the test. So you'll answer. So they'll give you an example of, if you're in a room, are you likely to go out and make friends, or are you going to sit down and wait for people to approach you? So say if it's a social gathering, so then their answers. So those answers are the ones for likely, most likely, unlikely. Those 5 options where unaangalia kama it's agree, strongly disagree. So now at the end of it, they're going to give you the percentage of your personality. So they'll tell you that you are 96% this, you're 76. So you have aspects of all of the personalities, but which one is dominant? So I have a dominant sanguine and choleric personality, and I can tell your personality is phleg, but depending on other parts that we have not explored, unaiza pata pia you have aspects of those other personalities.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so assignments ukitoka isho, you'll go and do those tests, and then you'll tell me. Yeah, and then you'll be telling.
Definitely.
Yeah, because it helps you understand why you respond to situations in certain ways. Yeah, so for sure, to answer your question, you can have multiple dominant personalities that you can share. When this one is big, but this one is also heavier. So it depends on the situation. So talk to me about like growing up now when it comes to like family. So I know you had older brothers, and so now, and then your parents. So what kind of a family setup did you grow up in?
So I spent most of my early years in Sierra.
Okay.
usually say I was told I was born in Nakuru because I don't know.
Yeah, you were not there. You where ulizaliwa huku. Yeah, you don't normally choose these things. It's hard for baby to choose when they are born. So Nakuru.
Yeah.
Okay.
And back then, we see when you're young, you want to tell everybody, "Hey, I was born in a big town."
Okay.
So
okay.
I think I used to just play around that with guys. But yeah, so we spent. I spent most time with my mother.
Okay.
Because my father wasn't around.
All right.
In that earlier age.
Okay.
He was back in Nakuru. But then I lost. He passed away when I was 5.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Condolences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from that time onwards, it's just been us.
Okay.
Yeah, and
yes.
Mom.
And how many siblings do you have?
So right now I have 4 siblings.
4 siblings.
Yeah.
I love how you're saying right now, like you're expecting others to come.
No. It's because I also lost my sis.
Okay.
Yeah, back in
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So you have so you guys are 5?
Yeah. So now we're 5. So
you used to be 6.
Yes.
Okay.
So now I have 2 brothers and 1 sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
and
we're
then
5. We're 5.
Okay. All right. Sounds like a cozy family. I have 2 siblings. Yeah, 2 siblings. So tunakuanga watatu. So I'm like, anytime I hear somebody 4, 5, 6, I'm like, mko wengi, guys. You guys are many. You cause kelele. The noise in my house with just 3 daughters was a lot.
Yeah.
But as you can see my personality, and then you imagine my sisters with a similar amount of noise. Very noisy household.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what kind of relationship did you have with your mom? Because I would imagine with your dad there wasn't much because he wasn't around the time you were young and then he passed away.
Yeah.
So now are you close with your mom? Were you close with your mom growing up?
Yeah, I can say I was close, but I got separated also with my mom and other siblings.
Okay.
I think I was 9 or 10.
All right.
So I went to live with my aunt and uncles.
Okay.
My elder brother, the one I follow. So me and him, we went to live with an aunt and an uncle.
All right.
And that was like 2000.
Okay.
The year 2000.
Okay.
So I usually, going back, even thinking of it right now or thinking of it later, my connection with my mom wasn't, so it was kind of interrupted.
Okay.
Yeah, even though it was strong, but at some point, yeah, because when I changed environments, I had to connect. I had to make new connections.
Yeah, you relate with what's in front of you.
With what's there. So I somehow kind of lost my connection.
Okay.
And later on I went back and fixed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And about how old were you when you moved away from your mom?
I was about 9 or 10.
About 9 or 10?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Awesome. And so now, was there like a transfer of, okay, now I have new parents? Because, of course, whoever you're living with are your parental figures. So was there a relationship at that point?
Yes.
Okay.
There was.
So you have had a presence of parental figures in your life.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. I'm glad to hear that. Now I'm curious. Now we've talked about how you became who you are, at least when it comes to your upbringing. And so what do you do currently? Ukiingia pale LinkedIn and you're trying to impress people, or you want to pass your CV around. Inakuanga imeandikwaje? What does Stephen Omondi do?
Funny, my CV is it's all about academic qualifications.
Okay, inasemaje? Tuanzie tu hapo and then utatuongezea zingine kama ziko.
Inasema primary,
yeah.
I went to Buka.
Okay.
High school.
Okay.
Kimumu High School.
Okay.
Campus Moi University.
All right.
I studied informatics.
Informatics ni nini? I mean, nasikia the word information in there.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to pretend. Me najua communication and a journalism. What is informatics?
It's just science, basically. It's so much related to data science.
Data science.
Not so different with IT. Generally, it's just IT.
Okay.
Yeah, because when you want to specialize, you have to either there are various fields you can go to.
Okay.
One of them being business informatics.
Okay.
And then there's biomedical informatics.
Okay.
Yeah, but see, it's just numbers.
Data, information, hence info. Okay, now I've understood. So informatics.
Yeah.
Why did you end up studying that?
You see, generally, or it's been the norm when you want to, or just when you get the point of going to joining campus or starting to do your degree, you are often guided, or let me say guided by what you see around you, or what you hear a lot. The common thing being people keep saying this course is marketable and this is not, and or so at that time I was obviously given a choice. I was given a pamphlet.
Pick one.
And
pick four.
I was guided. I was told you've qualified for this, this, and this, and this.
Okay.
So now you choose.
Right.
But I still just followed what my friends had talked about.
Oh my, the phlegmatic in you. You're like, wacha tusikie watu wengine wanasema aje.
There's a friend of mine who talked to me about his friends who are doing this the same course.
Okay.
So and before I'd learned about informatics.
Right.
There's this company called Infotrack.
And
it releases data once in a while. I think I like that idea, but before that I love technological advances. So being that I love technology, so I decided, well, let me do this.
So it made sense.
It's
sense. Marketable. You have a rough idea what you're going to be doing in future. You have people that are doing it. And you're like, why not? I've qualified.
Yes.
Okay. So and then present day, there's what you like unasomea ndio ende ufanye hiyo job sa tuandikie statistics pale Infotrack. Are you statisticking? Umejipata wapi in life? Like,
No, I'm not.
Okay, what are you doing then? What do you do? Because tunapenda kusoma, and then you're like, I'm quite interested. Yeah. So what are you doing currently?
I'm writing.
You're writing?
I'm writing.
Okay.
And I'm also managing a business. Yes, for somebody.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So pretty much that's it. Mostly writing. Yes.
What kind of business are you into?
It's in the beauty industry.
In the? Beauty industry.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. And then, so now, informatics, writing.
Yeah.
Where did that switch happen?
So I graduated in 2019.
Okay.
And that was when Corona hit. I hadn't even gone to pick my degree.
Yeah.
And then we were told there's a
lockdown. Lockdown. Yeah.
So it was that time when my head was just asking a lot of, there was so many questions in my head. And companies were laying off people. And here I am, or the group that we graduated with were just at home making application after application, and you're applying, but you're asking yourself,
where are we going?
Where are we going?
Yeah.
People are being laid off.
Yes.
So, and that's, at that point is when I also went through a transformation. It's the time I can say I fell in love with myself, or I fell upon love.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Yeah. And it was a change in perception. Yeah, because I'd never gone through such a thing before. Started looking at things with different eyes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there something that happened to bring this change about? Like, so you've graduated, you're trying to adult, you're looking for work, and then all of a sudden, the self-discovery. How did you get there?
It started, I cannot pinpoint the exact point. I cannot really go back to the very place it started.
Yeah.
But it starts with small changes.
Okay.
Maybe for instance, but for a long time I was...
Excuse me. All right,
Or
all right.
Let me use the word spiritual.
Okay.
I've always been spiritual. I've always been in high school. I was the CU leader.
Wow.
At home, people usually. I was always the one who prayed and carried the Bible to church, and yeah.
Woo.
That's
Okay, the
sorry.
dust. Sawa.
Sorry.
Please ignore me.
So slowly by slowly, I think these things just accumulated up to the point it was enough to bring about change.
Yes.
So I experienced change in let me say in the whole aspect of life. Everything I used to do, how I used to see the world just changed. How I conversed with people.
Yeah.
How I ate and what I ate. Yeah. I mean, it was just a complete change in belief systems.
Do you think it's because you had time to reflect? Like there's nothing else to do. Now you have to look inwards.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
It is like a catalyst. I think catalysts are drivers of change. And at that time, I think because just before I graduated, I was doing a lot of research also.
Okay.
I like doing research.
All right.
If you tell me about something, you've told me about those
the 4 temperaments.
Yeah.
Now you're going to.
I am definitely going to.
Yeah.
Because I like to know what I'm getting into. If I want to make a decision, I'll go and do my research.
Yeah,
first.
you need to be informed.
Yeah.
And because you've been curious from day one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think with a lot of research, I'd already started following somebody called Dr. Sebi. He was a practitioner, herbal practitioner.
All right.
So I think that also influenced my choice of diet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Na anasemanga watu wanafaa kukula nini?
Plant-based meals.
Are you a vegetarian?
I'm vegan.
You're vegan?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Nyinyi mnakata animal. Wow, mimi na wewe hatuwezi enda sherehe pamoja. Mimi, I eat meat like I'm being paid. Bana. Right. Wow. I mean, I'm happy for you guys, but imagine could never be me.
Yeah.
How has that been so far?
It's been good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I will ask those other questions. Let's leave the food alone. I'm such a foodie.
Yeah. So with that, and then I also started questioning my religion.
Okay.
The beliefs that I'd been exposed to for the longest time.
Right.
And then also started questioning education. Yeah. I was like, I've spent 16 years
in this system.
Circle.
Yeah.
And so what have I come up with? So, and then I was just comparing that with the self-education I'd done on my own.
Yeah.
And actually I was like, I've taken too much and there's nothing to show for it now. Yeah. And just going through what I've learned in the short time.
Yeah.
It was about 3 months.
Yeah.
That was like more, it was like something more valuable. Yeah. Something like, that can help me for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with all those questions, and I already started maybe even doing meditations. Yeah.
Okay.
My perception of God had changed. Yeah, my perception of the world had changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and thereby, I was now a new person.
Wow.
I was a new person, but still remember, I wasn't sharing this with anybody.
Okay.
I'm this quiet person.
Okay.
So I'm internalizing all this. I'm trying to process all this.
Yeah.
My life has changed, and guys around me are wondering,
what's going on?
I mean, this guy has changed, so why does he meditate so much? Why doesn't? Because I stayed away from watching TV, from watching movies.
Right.
Yeah.
A total cleanse of all influences external.
Yeah.
Okay.
I avoided groups, so it was a very
defining moment in your life.
Yeah.
A defining season.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Wow. That's I'm really curious.
Yeah.
So what I want us to do right now is just go on a very short break, and then we're gonna come back and then hear about where this story, this change, this discovery led you to, and how that has impacted the person you are today.
Yeah.
All right. So for my Sheversation list, I'm gonna see you guys in just a minute.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
tata songea Pando balane Bumiene na noa Kana unenge medo Makona we mobango Kona oseo aku Ndwete mbua Kila nenando Nena utanu Lakini kibinduni Ndwete kwea Nenge medo Makona we mobango Kona oseo aku Ndwete mbua Sisi alayo wakana kaku Ua yaku epeteke Sisi alayo wakana kaku Ua yaku epeteke Meteka meteka Meteke Ua yaku epeteke Meteka meteka Meteke Ua yaku epeteke Jessica naningotona Neweka Malina ni mainge Ngoya kwa ninoete Nenge medo Makona we movango Kona useo waku Nwete mbua Nenge bina wakwekea Kitone kinge muno My eyes are blind Give me your eyes, oh Lord Let me see
More 1,005 songs and
he said I can move any mountains for you. Mountains for you. It's the one going out west. I know west.
He can move any mountains for you. Any mountains for you. I know west. Yeah. I know west.
All things possibility with God of ability. Ability. Possibility. All things possibility with God of ability.
they call me Shana the Dawn. Shana got ability like Yahweh. He suppressed the kings of the underworld, my way. Rock of the ages, ancient of days, lily of the valley and the bright and morning star. Anything is possible with him. He raised up the dead after days in the grave. Parted the sea for the nation in a minute. He'll answer your matter in less than a minute.
I can move any mountains for you. Mountains for you. It's the one going out west. I know west.
He can move any mountains for you. Any mountains for you. I know west. Yeah. I know west.
All things possibility with God of ability. Ability. Possibility. All things possibility with God of ability. Ability. Possibility.
not the dark when it's tough, you always stepping up. Endless possibilities, salute the Holy Trinity, yeah. See, no eye ever seen it, no ear ever heard it. I know man can't conceive it. The good things in store for those who love him. I'm ready now to see the impossible.
And he said I can move any mountains for you. Mountains for you. It's the one going out west. I know west.
He can move any mountains for you. Any mountains for you. I know west. Yeah. I know west.
All things possibility with God of ability. Possibility. All things possibility with God of ability. Possibility. And he said I can move any mountains for you. Mountains for you. It's so I'm going out west. I know west.
He can move any mountains for you. Any mountains for you. I know west.
He can move any mountains for you. Mountains for you. It's the one going out west. I know west.
He can move any mountains for you. Any mountains for you. I know west. Yeah. I know west.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
If I could turn back the hands of time, relieve every moment I spent with you, I'd still want you here. So tell me now, what happened to forever? What happened to the days? Oh, you said you'd leave me never. Now I'm in a daze. Why'd you have to go? Why'd you have to leave me now? Had so much to say. We had so much to do. Where and you went, tapa samulangu. Where and you went, momi yangu. Where and you went, rafiki yangu. Where and you went, where and you went. Time can never erase your face. No, 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 nothing can ever take your place. You are the fire deep inside of me. You are the strength that I need to succeed. You are the voice that speaks to me. Asante kwa uzuri wako. Asante kwa mafundisho yako. Yote uliyotenda yalikuwa mema, twakusujudu. Wewe ndiwe tabasamu langu. Wewe ndiwe ngome yangu. Wewe ndiwe rafiki yangu. Wewe ndiwe, wewe ndiwe. I'll never turn back the hands of time. So here's what I'll do. I'll make you proud. I'll make you smile. And do the things that you left behind. I wanna thank you for being my friend. For being us.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Welcome back to Sheversations, and thank you so much to my loyal Sheversation list. If you've been tuned in from the beginning, you are an MVP. And in case you're just joining us, this is Sheversations, a space that exists to amplify female voices and see how, in empowering women and having conversations in relation to women, how we can make a society a better place and what it looks like to have a good existence, right there next to men, because there's a reason why God created both agendas. The time is 1/4 the day, which means that it is 15 minutes past 12. And I hope that you are enjoying the show so far. I hope that this music is feeding your soul. We just had Tabu Samulangu by Jay Blessing, St. P and Joanne Matata. And right before that, we had Ability by 1005 songs. And Mbua Manasseh Shalom saying, let it rain and let the blessings of God rain upon your life. And if you were here before, then you know that we've been having a conversation with Steve, who was letting us know about this life-changing encounter that he had right when COVID came about, and he was, just about to set off into the career world. So now, Steven, I'm very, very curious. So you've had all of these changes. Everybody's wondering what's going on. You're just like, wow, my education has been somewhat a waste of time. I am better off learning things by myself. So where did that lead you to now in terms of...
known that I can write. Basically from my education, my educational background, I've always loved grammar.
Okay.
So I loved writing compositions and issues.
And essays. Yeah.
And I started keeping a journal from a very young age.
Okay.
Just writing nonsensical stuff.
Wow.
Didn't really make sense then.
Was it nonsense? Who said, is it you that thought it was nonsense, or is it other people?
Okay, so I thought so.
You thought it was, you're like, even by my own judgment, this was nonsense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Funny enough, I used to write my secrets down.
Okay.
And I remember at one time, some of my cousins found a journal.
I was going to ask. Not sure too, Kiskia, I had a journal as a child. The next question is who found it and what happened? Always. Yeah.
And I'd written some very personal stuff.
Okay.
I think I was in grade 5.
Yeah. So like maybe 10, 11 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it 5? I think 5, 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd written something, and so it was either they report me to my aunt and uncle, or I destroy the evidence.
When you had killed someone, what
No,
did you? What was it? What was it? What did your cousins find? I'm so curious.
No, it was about a girlfriend I had.
You had a girlfriend at the age of 11?
Yeah.
Hey, Jamini.
I had one.
Jamini. Okay. And so you look like a millennial.
I am.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, millennials were not allowed to have girlfriends at that age.
Yeah.
Labda Gen Z sahi wana enjoy maisha. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was actually a crime. How dare you like a girl?
Yeah.
You had a girlfriend.
I had a girlfriend.
Ulikuwa umekatia msichana at the age of 11.
Yeah.
And she was your girlfriend.
She was my girlfriend.
No, we ulianza mapema. Power to you.
Power. Power to me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so, in fact, the main reason why I thought getting into a relationship then, or having a girlfriend then, was cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's because of the influence I'd gotten from watching TV. Soap operas, to be specific.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
And they had this idea of love.
You're right. This romantic.
It appealed to me.
Yeah.
And I felt like I want to have this. So I didn't really know if I was getting true love, but I was just feeling good because I have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the rest of my classmates also do have girlfriends.
So, kwani shule yenu guys, mlikuwa wapi? At the age of 11, actually, it's like maybe the rebels who had girlfriend. But that was me. That's where I grew up.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. So, akaipata, and then you're in trouble now, and you're like, okay, now I'm going to stop writing. Did you stop writing?
For a while.
You did?
First of all, I destroyed the evidence.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. So that you can deny.
Of course.
Like, they're lying. Iko happy.
Where's the evidence?
Yeah, they're lying.
Yeah. Who saw it?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Alafu, how long did you stop writing for?
So I stopped having a journal.
Okay.
Until I got to high school.
Okay.
I think just after my Form 4.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So after Form 4, I started writing again. I wrote a manuscript manually.
Okay.
But then I lost it.
Wow.
That was now in 2015. I think I was in first year.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you lost it?
I lost it. I think I was just a bit careless.
That's not a bit. As a writer,
Very careless.
as a fellow writer,
Yeah.
no, your writing is your, wacha nikwambie, mimi kitabu where I write my things, my nonsense. Lazima ikuwe imeandikwa majina zote za serikali, phone number, email, and I don't leave it in. So lazima kuwe na kitabu ingine where I'm gonna write my notes, my planning.
Yeah.
You know, just that notebook anywhere you go, like uko kwa mkutano ama you're somewhere in an event and you know you might wanna. That's not the book where I've written. That one stays in my bag, and in case it's lost, hata nimeandika hapo, please call this number. You know, even might be appreciated with cash reward, because that's how intentional I am about. I can never lose. And then I also, whenever I write something that I care about and it's physically written, I take photos and I email it to myself so that it's gonna be the sentiment of losing the book, but the content, as long as I feel like this is beautiful, this is something I might want to reproduce or put out in future. I sent that to my email because I learned. I learned my lesson once when I lost one page of something I had typed and printed when I was 12 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, so you were not being serious. You were not like, you're not a bleeding heart.
I was.
No. Sa uliacha wapi? Uliacha shule? Usiniambie uliacha kwa like lecture hall. Hata ujui. Ujui uliacha wapi?
I think uliacha shule.
Yeah, like uliacha. Wow. I can see. I see you.
Yeah.
So you lost that one and you're like, oh my God, all my life's labor.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's gone.
Gone.
Okay.
Okay, so then I wrote again in 2017, manually again.
Wow. You're not learning. So what was your fight with computers?
I didn't have one.
You didn't have one?
Yes.
Na cyber? It's boring.
I think, in fact, but I liked just connecting with the pen and paper.
I mean, I can relate. I want to judge you, but I can't because I understand.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I lost that again.
Wow.
Yeah, I think then I was in second year.
Your work keeps running away from you. We need to look into that. We need to unpack.
But later on, I came to appreciate losing those first two manuscripts.
And why was that?
Because at that time, I was in somehow a negative space.
Okay.
So my writing was being driven, fueled by negativity.
So just a lot of reaction, a lot of anger.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I was feeling so much of that.
Okay.
And it was building in the inside. Yeah.
And that was your form of expression.
That was my form of expression.
And the third time when you wrote now, what did you write about?
In the second one?
The one, achana na zenye zimepotea.
Yes.
Now the one that exists.
All right.
Yeah.
So the one that exists, the first one is about, it's called Voices of My Old Self.
Voices of My Old Self.
Yes.
I feel like that's self-explanatory, but because I don't want to assume, what is it about? Just the brief summary.
It's about my transformation.
So this journey that happened 2019 into 2020.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then you said the first one. Kumanisha, there's a second one.
There's a second one.
What's the second one about?
It's about expression. It's about expression in let me say, perceptive setting.
Okay.
Free of perception.
Okay.
So this is how I process it. I think when you find love, you find peace.
Okay.
And you lose fear. So you can express yourself freely.
Okay.
But also keeping in mind who you are expressing yourself to.
So that to me sounds like being self-discovery.
Yeah.
Just having a very compact idea of self. Like you're solid. Like you're not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just come and talk to you. Alafu sasa your identity starts to change.
Yeah.
And that's what you discovered, like, just the way to love, to know and love yourself.
Yeah. So it's an evolution from my first book. Because in the first book I was giving a lot of my perspective.
Right.
It was my story.
Okay.
The first book is about my story.
Yeah, your origin story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although I found a way to tell it in poems. So there's a mixture of poems and short stories.
Come on now, you're speaking to my heart.
Yeah.
Poems. I'm a poet. I love that. That's beautiful.
Yeah. So the second book too is a mixture also of short stories and poems.
Okay.
But it's different because I tell it from different points of view.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now tell me about the point of view of like romantic relationships and what that looks like for you. What when you write about that, what do you say? What are you saying to us if we're going to go and explore in your work?
Yeah. So the first story in this second book is called She Goes For Real.
She Goes For Real.
Yeah.
Aki, nani huyo alipotea? Nani huyo alikuacha?
By the way, my writing is I don't write fiction. I write the things I've experienced or the things I've seen.
Okay.
But I just try to change particular details.
Right.
Yeah.
You're like usijue ni wewe lakini ni wewe.
Lakini wewe.
So huyu msichana, what's the story? Where is she going? Who is she?
So it's this lady. I think I knew her sometime between high school and between campus.
Okay.
And it was the first time I was experiencing love.
Even though ulianza at 11 years.
Yeah.
Where ulifanya internship? It's like when they look at your CV and you have 10 years of experience, but not any volunteer work and internship, and they don't want to hire you because you don't have employment experience. That way, ukamua na mapenzi utaanza na internship, volunteer work, and then get to the real thing. Okay.
You see, in my first book, by the way, I have like the first version, like volume 1 of my experience of love in quotes. And now it gets better in the second book.
Okay.
Because in the second book, I'm conscious.
Right.
So I'm trying to tell a story from a point of view of a person who is conscious, who now knows. So in the first one, I was just getting to know.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm telling this story because in the world, I have seen what people say love is. I have experienced love for myself, and it guides all my relationships.
Right.
Between me and myself.
Okay.
Between me and God.
Okay.
Between me and all creation.
Okay.
And all other people.
All right.
So I'm telling this story with because I have an understanding of what love is and what it feels like. And so I'm comparing it with how people experience love, like how I experienced that one particular experience.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's almost abstract. So it's not necessarily a story of I met a girl, we went, we did, we didn't. So it's like this is the story of love. So from all these different perspectives.
Yes.
So it's not as it's not on the nose. It's not what you expect.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear that. And then you have this perspective of, the divine nature of a man and woman and what that's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
You in your masculine role, a woman in her feminine role. So what do you have to say about that? Tufunze kitu.
Well, I feel like I've just talked about love right now.
Right.
And there must be a reason why we were created. I mean, you. There must be a reason why God created you.
Yeah.
And you have a role or a purpose to achieve.
Right.
Yes. And I feel like the reason why I'm a man, there's a reason why
there's a purpose.
There's a purpose
why
I am as I am and not a lady now. It's not by mistake. Yeah,
it's by design, by intelligent design.
It's by design. So, people sometimes say that we don't choose where we want to be born or how or where. And I think they also include gender in there.
Okay.
But I don't think God made a mistake.
Okay.
I mean, creation is perfect.
It is. Before we interfere, interrupt, it is perfect.
It's perfect.
Yeah, nature is very harmonious.
So it's my understanding of creation.
Yeah.
And the purpose, because I know what I felt like when I knew what my purpose is. And at that very moment, I knew that everybody has a purpose. And
so men have a purpose, women have a purpose.
Yeah,
okay.
The most profound thing is for man to realize or find their purpose.
Okay.
That's the most profound. It's the turning point. Yeah.
Okay.
It's the turning point.
And you feel like that's the change you encountered when you understood why am I here?
Yeah.
Yes. And so for men who are watching and women as well, what would you say generally? So there's Steve somewhere, there's Ajimo somewhere, Karuki somewhere, another person somewhere. We're all different and we're all called for different things.
Yeah.
But what do you predominantly think the general purpose, why is a man a man? Why is he that way? What is he here to do? And why is a woman a woman? What is she here to do? And how now do we work together?
Let's look at it from the point of union.
Okay.
Because a man and a woman come together.
Okay.
And they create that thing which you call Trinity. The Father, the Son, and the child. It's such a powerful energy.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's replicated in all creation. I mean,
for reproduction to happen, a male aspect and a female aspect have to come together for them to bear fruit at any point.
Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, we are here to create.
Okay.
I think there's a verse that says we are here to fill, multiply and fill the world.
Yes.
I mean, it's not all about reproduction, but it's about continuing the work of creation. I mean, I always feel like we are here to make this world literally a better place.
Okay.
I mean, take care of this world.
Right.
Take care of, let me specifically talk about plants.
Okay.
Talk about
nature.
Animals.
Yeah.
General nature.
Yeah.
I mean, they say you're supposed to leave a place better than you found it. If I meet you today, I'm supposed to leave you with an impression.
Yeah.
To make you feel more loved, to make you feel more valued, more worthy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm supposed to do.
Okay.
I mean, my purpose is to carry that joy to you.
Okay.
And first of all, I must find it.
Within yourself.
Within myself.
Yeah.
And if I do, it's good for me and it's also good for you too. And it's good for everybody else that you interact with.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So now that's quite a mouthful. It's very it's so much to unpack there.
Yeah.
So now let's look into today's world.
Yeah.
Gender relations. Because what you've said is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Lakini huku nje wanaume wanapigana, women are fighting. It's a mess. First of all, people have a lot of perspectives about gender, which that's to each their own.
Yeah.
And then there is the people who's like, okay, I'm a man and I'm a woman, that's fine, but there's no harmony. Why do you think the issue is with why gender relations are not making sense? Then we're not moving forward. We're not leaving the world a better place. We're just constantly fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? What's the issue and how can we fix that if at all there's a solution?
Well, first of all, let me just say that there's a lot of confusion in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much.
Okay.
You wake up in the morning, you get a test.
Yeah.
Check somebody's sick.
Yeah.
Or somebody.
Yeah. Jana nilikula tiagas and I was just trying to go home.
Yeah.
Like that's a good example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, look, like for me, when I found my purpose, I thought everything will be all milk and honey.
Right.
And butterflies. And
only to realize
that I became more sensitive. Yeah. And I couldn't even take in, I mean, because it was too much for me then. Before my eyes were opened, I was like, I was just looking at things go on and I was undisturbed.
Okay.
But after I started having this different perception, I mean, a simple thing like throwing litter down will affect me so much.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah.
Food wastage will just affect me so much.
You're like, Mnadu.
Yeah, negative energy.
Right.
Abusing somebody or getting into a fight.
Right.
It runs literally to my body. It runs literally because I became more sensitive. And so there's a lot of confusion. I mean, there's politics, there's everything else. And that makes people to, I think, lose their way a bit. Because you then tend to focus on what you're seeing. And you don't get the time to cool down and talk to yourself or connect with God. Or,
understand why you're here. So you can focus on the right thing.
I mean, and then the other thing is we're born into a system.
Yeah.
You're born and you're in the hands of your parents.
Right.
So it really depends a lot on how you were brought up. And because you're from your parents, you're to school. From school, then you start getting into the norm. I want a job, I want to get married, I want to have kids. And before you know it, you're just full cycle. I mean, nothing changed.
Right.
You didn't even stop to question even a little thing or go back and ask yourself, wait, what happened? What did I do? Yes. So that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you think we can get into a place of harmony where men and women are, understanding their purposes, and now we are able to have better relationships? We're able to, what you said, understand, why am I here? How do we get from this confusion, this being products of the system, just mass-produced, whatever it is, this mass-produced substanceless humans, soulless humans, into, people that understand that if I'm a man, there's a reason why I'm here. If I'm a woman, there's a reason that I'm here, why I'm here. And we recognize that in each other. And now we are able to build the future that we have been called for. How do we get there?
I think there's a reason for us to be conscious.
Okay.
Really be conscious. I mean, it goes little down into the tiny details of our daily choices. And being aware of everything that we do.
Okay. And what does that look like for somebody who might be listening to this interview? They're like, okay, what does it mean to be like, nipe tips?
Yeah.
Niambia, okay, saa niamke, nifanye hivi, and then maybe after 5 years, hivi. So is there like a bit of a formula that might not be one size fits all for everybody, but to get to this consciousness, what are these everyday decisions we need to be making? What does that look like for somebody to make that change where now they're in a mindset that gets them to where they should be?
Yeah. I think what is your goal?
Okay.
What is your goal? Or I think we make goals, maybe yearly goals, monthly goals.
Yeah.
And we work towards achieving that. But then there's a balance between spiritual and the physical.
Yes.
I think physically we do better.
Because that's profound.
Yeah. People, we do better. I mean, I see guys saying, in 5 years, I want to buy land. In 5 years,
I want to work out. And then they start running or going or eating better. Yeah. Rejecting animal.
Yeah. Yeah, but spiritually, I feel like guys are just stuck.
So the problem is that people are not awake. They're not spiritually conscious. They're not conscious beyond the physical.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most people. And
okay.
I think it's tricky to find the balance.
So that's what needs to happen.
On the other side of the stick, you get guys who are just
fanatics. Yeah. And now you're weird. Now, you're in Shakahola and it's weird. I understand what you're saying.
I think it's important for us to have something like a filter. And I was watching a video today, early morning. Somebody was talking about the change that they have experienced in their lives. It was about fame. And I think he was in the entertainment industry.
Okay.
And then he got a job, but he was already known. He was already popular. So guys would judge him by the image that they know.
Yeah.
But he wasn't at peace because he used to pretend. He was just wearing that image.
Yeah.
But years later, so this video towards the end, he was saying that he had to go and find himself, stop acting. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's very important for everybody else, because he says now he doesn't really care. Of course he does. And he advises people that fame is not bad, but when it finds you at the right place where you've discovered yourself, then it doesn't affect you negatively. Yes. I think it's the same thing. I mean, some people, like, okay, let me say, guys, the guys who say money is bad, the guys who say power is bad, but when I believe when it finds the right channel,
I mean, we need power.
Yeah.
Because first of all, estima inaitwa power for a reason.
Yeah.
It gets things going.
Yeah.
The systems, authority, leadership works through power.
Yeah.
There's something that doesn't have to be abusive and overbearing, but there's something that needs to be enforced, and that ability to enforce things and make them happen, that is power.
Yeah.
That's really necessary. Otherwise, we'll be living in anarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if there are organizations and their leaders power will exist and it is very necessary. So maybe it's a consequence of being abused or having abusive power systems that makes you throw out the baby with the bathwater. It's a consequence of being exploited financially, growing up in poverty that comes from injustice, that comes from imbalanced system, that would make people think that money is bad. But at the end of the day, like you say, it's how you use it. Because why does it exist in the first place if we're not meant to use it? The question is the how.
How?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So I think men and women really need to think why is there a union? Why do we have a union? Why? Let me talk about sex. I mean, spiritually looking at this, you're supposed to know why do you, like, you want to have kids. Have you thought of their
why
life?
is this the process? Yeah.
Have you thought of their life? I mean, what do you want them to be like? Nowadays there are a lot of mistaken, I mean, people get pregnant,
babies.
there are a lot. And
then unplanned.
You find a lot of single mothers, and if you ask, it's like, it was unplanned.
We're just having a good ilifanyika tu.
And then the man ran from responsibility. I mean, guys are not ready.
He went for the milk and never came back.
And part of that is because we really don't know why we are doing the things we do. I mean,
you don't understand. You have this womb. You have the ability to make life. There is an action called sex that gets us there. Why did God intend for it to be that way? If we're just, there's a reason why I can't have a child alone by myself. There's a reason why I need a man to put a seed inside of me. And so it's that lack of knowing. What I'm hearing you saying is that it's a lack of understanding. Why do you exist? So you think that if people understand their purpose and they start to question, so you're asking people to question,
they should,
like we're very comfortable in the chaos. Personally, I'm not the one, but our society is very comfortable in the chaos of things don't make sense and nobody knows for sure. Men don't know why they exist. Women, kila mtu akona opinion yake, but our opinions are clashing. Why did God put all of us here in the same world, in the same spaces, and make us need each other if that's not the reality of our opinions? That's not the reality of the decisions that we're making. So that's where the chaos comes from, is the lack of awareness. So as somebody who studied informatics, I'm also hearing the solution is for you to get information. To become curious, like Steve, and think about it and hopefully do something, not the flag personality. Hopefully say something at the end of the day. So now what would you say to people, men and women, who want to live a harmonious life? As a man, you want to be intentional with how you do life, that when you're 80 years, 90 years, at the end of your life, you look back and you say, I'm so glad, that I achieved that. As a woman, so like, wafanye nini sasa? What are you gonna leave them with? What do we need to do? And how can they interact with your work? Like maybe there's something you've written and you've said you could quote that, you could share that. What are we to do to stop being in this chaos?
I think people need to be agents of love.
Agents of love. Okay.
I mean, and everything needs to serve the purpose of good. So whatever it is you're doing, ask yourself what your benefit is.
Okay.
And the other person too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So see, Maisha, like I shouldn't just mind my business.
You should also mind the impact of your actions to other people.
So not just my business, but the impact of my business on how it affects the next person. Do we have time for that? Do you the way people think?
It's the noise, we just talked about the noise and the distractions.
So
you're supposed to find time. I meditate sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes I just switch off everything and just stay in a quiet place. It doesn't take a whole day.
It doesn't.
It could take 5 minutes.
Okay.
So find time to switch off from everything, from all the noise. And I know it's tricky when you're a parent. But you just need to find your way back to yourself. To a quiet space within you, and connect, because I believe that's how you get your way around, especially when there's so much noise going on. So yeah, when you do that, you will find a reason, or you're going to find guidance.
Okay.
Truly, you're going to find guidance on
Okay.
what or what best best decision you can make.
Yeah.
Yeah, with anything that is facing you. Yeah.
So just finding time to be conscious.
Yeah.
You know. And so now for somebody who is like, naongea stories za jaba, si hatuna time, nini. Ebo, give us like a couple of questions when you're now seated with yourself. A prompt, like I'm sure you've come as a writer, writing prompts are a thing, journaling prompts are a thing. It's somebody who meditates. They're things, me, I'm very prayer and meditation, the Christian way, that's my lifestyle. And sometimes scripture is a prompt. Like, this is a verse on Thanksgiving. So read this, think about what it means in your life, nini. So what prompt? Somebody who is listening to you, a man, a woman out there, they're like, hizo vitu ni za wazungu. We don't have time for that. Give them prompts. Maybe they want to try. So when you sit there, what questions? What are those guidelines? Remember how they used to give us guidelines for essay writing? Like these 5 things. So what guidelines or prompts would you give somebody to get them to that place where sawa kitoka watakuwa na some level of answers, some level of direction?
Well, it's easy and difficult at the same time.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you'll get answers.
Let's just get the prompts to achie. Yeah, we just say Godspeed.
Ask yourself what purpose you serve in your family. That family you are in. You have brothers. You have sisters. You're not there by mistake.
Okay. So why you na kuna wengine?
Why is your mother me? And then that will give you time to really think about or visualize or try to remember back just the actions that or your relationship.
The things that happened as you were growing up. Right.
Is there something you've learned from all that?
Okay.
Yeah. And then ask yourself what it is you're doing currently. What is the impact to you?
Okay. So tell me I'm a chef. Achana na hiyo, that one is feeding people. An accountant. I'm looking for a career where it's very mind your business. Okay. Yeah, I'm a video. No. They are all in the same category. Zote ni mind your business, but they impact people. So I'm a videographer. I'm trying to walk us through. Sa tunapeana scenario. I'm a videographer. Kazi yangu is just to be there to record so that you pay me. So whether you want a music video, sijui unataka political session, this is a podcast, it's a wedding, it's a baby shower. So now I'll sit there and then I'll ask myself, so what possible answer would I get to? So that's what I'm trying to ask. I'm asking that. Like, so beyond this video, what impact am I creating? So what impact would a videographer be inspired to make after going through this self-reflection?
I think for one, you first of all associate yourself with things that affect people positively.
Okay. So that's the kind of content you need to be putting out there.
For example, we have negative and positive content.
True.
And everybody has the choice.
Social media has been showing us everything. Yeah.
For example, pornographic content.
Right.
Or some things are just obscene.
So as a videographer, you have a choice of, I'm not going to be the one to enable this kind of industry. I hear you. Yeah.
So then you'll have the opportunity to choose. Who you want to collaborate with.
I love that.
Because energy grows. The more you associate with negativity,
the more that's what calls you.
The more it spreads, the more it grows in you.
Right. I hear you, because I wonder, sa videographer wa mnakumbuka wa Mlambez. Hiyo video iliniudhi, ilitrend but it was rubbish. Like, and Lamba Lolo, and I'm like, okay, sasa these people are doing a worth. It's just money. So I see how that's important, because you go beyond I'm making money. You go beyond a job is a job, because Kenyans love to say that. A job is a job. Like, me, I'm a hustler. Do whatever you need. So you shouldn't do whatever it takes. Do what it takes, but with good impact.
Okay. Because it has I mean, the impact is it's big. It's beyond the physical.
Right.
It's beyond the physical.
Yeah.
Because everything we do,
yeah,
it reflects both ways.
Yeah.
You know, the spiritual affects the physical. The physical affects the spiritual. So whatever impact you're doing, and if you're not seeing the impact right now, it only means it will come, because change takes time. You might be doing some negative video right now, and thinking about the past generation that is coming.
Yeah, that it's gonna be on YouTube forever.
Yeah.
Where uta move on, uta change, you'll even
Yeah.
start recording very wholesome content.
Yeah.
But that video that you put out there will still impact people negatively for generations beyond yourself.
Sure.
That's a deep point.
Yeah. And that's why it's important. When people say, let's make the world a better place, you really have to do it. It's not just about talking.
It's not a suggestion.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not wishful thinking. It's your role to play as well.
It is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, as we round, imagine we have 10 minutes left. This conversation is where we are.
I thought we had so much time.
I warned
time
you.
was flown, man.
I warned you. So now, when it comes to your writing, because now I've understood, we've gone through how you grew up, how you moved from I'm just a career guy trying to earn a living. The COVID decided, but also was an opportunity for you to enter a journey of self-discovery. And then you said you found yourself, you found love within you, and then that has enabled you to be able to express that and understand also how to better love other people. And as a human being, how to be useful, how to give out what you are created for, and that there's a reason why you're a man, there's a reason why women are women. Now, with all that said, what is your favorite thing about being a writer? You've already said who you are, why you write, what drives you. What is your favorite thing about being able to express yourself, and how would you inspire somebody who's like me? Siwezi kuwa writer. Huku in Kenya, tukue realistic. Yeah.
Well, first thing, you remember I told you I used to be very quiet in my earlier years. I hadn't found the right medium of expression.
Yeah, your voice.
Yeah.
Yes.
And even then, I used to write, but I didn't take it seriously. Like, this is the way I can express myself.
Right.
So during that transformation of mine, I just realized, wait, this is what I do best. I can write. And when I started even writing songs and poems, I was surprised, but with joy. I was filled with joy. I mean, and the best thing about this is when I complete, for example, a project, and then I go back and read it, I'm like, wow. So I did it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all positive.
So just a sense of fulfillment.
It is.
Okay.
That is the satisfaction. The first satisfaction I get is when I look at it and I see that it's complete. Yes.
Okay.
That one.
Yeah.
And then the second one is when I share it out.
Yeah.
And somebody says, wow, this is good.
Yeah. Impact now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's positive.
Evidence that it has impacted somebody out there.
The content is helpful.
Yes.
It has to be helpful.
Yes.
Not just sellable.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's valid. That's deep. Una shade nani. I know people with sellable content. But we're not fighting. I'm just being messy. Wow.
See, when I'm writing, I'm always fixated on creating. See, because the title of my second book is an inspiration from the energy of love and the freedom of man. So during this process,
right,
I to me it's like a collaboration, because I want to create something at the end. And you see, you cannot create something negative when you're working with love, because love is positive.
Yeah, na collabo.
Yeah, it's a collaboration.
Yeah.
And so I really feel good when people appreciate that, and somebody says, wow, this is really impactful. Yeah.
Okay. Encourage a writer out there.
Well, can I just first say but that you can't do it for money.
So you should.
You'll be disappointed because it takes time.
Okay, so it takes time for it to bear financial fruit.
Yeah,
so do it because you love it.
Yeah.
Find another hustle in the meantime.
Yeah. You have to do it for passion.
Okay.
For the passion.
Okay.
And I know people do things for different reasons.
Yes.
Maybe you just saw somebody writing and maybe they were able to sell their books.
Yeah, and you're like, pia mi naeza. Kuna chat GPT squeezy.
Sure.
AI is writing. For us,
Yeah.
which is not the same. The game has changed.
It has.
Yeah.
It has.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you're beginning to write, just do it for the passion.
Right.
Do it for the passion.
Okay.
I've also talked with guys. There's a person who told me he'd written 70 books, but he hasn't sold any.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah.
The fact, it's the determination and the persistence for me.
Yeah.
It's the commitment, that discipline of, I will write anyway.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think I go by the same because I'm also I still write.
Mm-hmm.
I still write no matter how many copies I sell. For the ones I've completed, I still do write.
And how many have you published?
Just 2.
You
self-published.
Don't say just.
All right, yeah,
Say
sure.
2.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, we don't self-diminish here. Yeah, you've published. I have 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a writer and I have 0 published books. So 2 is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
because you've done something with the gift that
So
you have something to show
I
for
said
it.
just 2.
Okay.
Because there are many more coming.
Oh, there are many more coming.
Yeah.
I hear. So say 2 for now.
2 for now.
Yes.
2 for now.
Okay. And where can we find your books? Where can we find your writing? Yeah.
So my books are hosted in a platform. It's called Shania. Galway. So www.shaniagolway.
Could you spell Shania for somebody who's serious? Okay.
N-I-A.
Okay, because when you said Shania, I could have never thought there's an X. Thank God we've spelled it.
Then Galway is G-O-L, I think Golway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's where you find those 2 books.
All right.
There's the ebook, there's the paperback version, and then there are some articles too.
Okay.
Short stories.
All right. And what are the titles of the 2 books? So the first one is titled
Voices of My Old Self.
Voices of My Old Self. And the second one?
The Take of Wapegotsa.
The Take of who now?
Wapegotsa.
Hey, we're going to find it.
Yeah.
We're going to. So that's you. The Take of. Who's that?
I don't want to say it's me.
You don't want to say it's kuna mtu to we go there and find out.
It stands for what are people going to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So-
like. What language is that?
That's my language.
Yo,
it's my writing language.
The man is coming up with his own languages. Guys, become writers, be creatives. This is what it gets you. And are you on social media in case somebody would like to interact with you or support you, follow you, ask more questions?
Yeah.
Unapatikana wapi?
Napatikana WhatsApp namba ya simu.
WhatsApp ndio tuanzie tuna hiyo.
Namba ya simu. 0715 050
Okay.
940.
Okay.
Yeah, you can ask questions there.
All right.
Active on Facebook.
Okay.
My name is Omondi Odhiambo Steven.
Okay. All right. Omondi Odhiambo Steven.
Yeah.
Okay.
And on Twitter, X, it's Omondi_SO.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Umekata Instagram.
Instagram at Steven Omondi.
Okay, you're there.
I'm not so active.
Yeah, I see. Millennials itabidi tusaidiwe. Facebook ndio tulianza huko and then they're like it's for your village people. We're like we are the village people.
Yeah, and also writers, but they do like Facebook.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's space. The characters are not limited.
Yeah.
Yeah, pale Twitter ni ya kutusi watu na
Twitter.
Kufungua roho kidogo alafu unarudi.
Unarudi.
Yeah, Facebook is where you write the whole story. I like that. Do you have a website, a blog?
Yeah, my blog is www.goingbacktothefuture.
Okay.
.wordpress.com.
Yeah, going back to the future. That is very deep, very poetic.
That's my journey.
All right.
It's my philosophy.
I love that.
Yeah.
So we are going to interact with you guys. Please interact with Steve's work. He has a lot to say about love, a harmonious living. How do you get to where you're supposed to be, but just in a very conscious way, very considerate way that looks at other people and how we are impacting other people. So Steve, thank you so much for having this conversation. I told you to go faster than we thought.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a truth teller.
I'm surprised.
Yes, well, I'm not. So thank you so much for this conversation. Is there anybody you want very briefly to shout out? Just somebody, anybody.
Wow, I never thought about this.
Tafuta tu mtu moja haraka, just one person.
Oh, man. Friends, brothers?
Anyone. It's your choice.
Okay, there's a friend of mine called Massimo Deu.
Okay, Massimo Deu, shout out to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a friend of mine also called Dominic.
Yeah. Shout out to you. You guys are good friends. At least you've come the top of the list.
Yeah, there's Kevin.
Okay.
Marenya. There's my brother.
Yeah.
James. My brother Edwin. My sister Florence.
Yeah. Okay.
There are so many people.
All right. Well, shout out to them, guys. Mnapendwa nyinyi wote, and clearly he loves you guys equally because he can't choose one. So please feel appreciated. So thank you so much for your time. Unfortunately, the only unfortunate thing about this conversation is that it has to come to an end, and the time for that to happen is now. But I really enjoyed this conversation and just learning more about what it looks like, just a young man's journey, and how that really affects how we would be better to each other, especially as men and women. So thank you so much for having this conversation with us today. Asante sana. And for you, my Sheversationalist, I want to thank you for being a loyal, joining us, and the time is exactly 1. So I'm going to leave you in the hands of a good jam, and I'm going to be seeing you guys on Monday. And for the rest of us, we're going on to going back to the future, right? So that we can interact with Steve's writing. And other than that, it's been Caroline Murote here on Sheversations. Power Radio is a place to be. Bye-bye.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Changamoto tunazo nyingi, si rahisi. Furaha yetu yawahuzunisha, yawahangaisha, mnanungunika. Kwani tunakosa gani? Kupenda tangu lini kawa dhambi, na yetu si haramu ni halali. Nina maswali siamini, ndugu zanguni, hampendezwi na furaha yangu. Mnachopenda ni fununu nyinyi, mbona mnanikemea nikimbusu mimi? Mnieleze shida yenu nini? Haiwahusu nani? Mina mpenzi wangu tutafika mbali, liwe liwalo si hatusimami. Mkipanga njama na sisi tutapangua, juu haiwahusu. Mpenzi, maneno yao haiwezi tuweka chini. Wakija na silaha tutapambana nao, siendi popote, misita kuacha kamwe. Ni mimi na wewe, penzi haiwahusu. Wenye wivu mtukome, mliokosa washikaji njooni muone vile penzi letu imejipa na nimeshiba. Nilipata kitu bora vile nilikupata, malava na kutaka till forever. It's you and me, no one could ever take your place. Mnachopenda ni fununu nyinyi, mbona mnanikemea nikimbusu mimi? Mnieleze shida yenu nini? Haiwahusu nani? Mina mpenzi wangu tutafika mbali, liwe liwalo si hatusimami. Mkipanga njama na sisi tutapangua, juu hewa. Maneno yao haiwezi tuweka chini. Wakija na silaha tutapambana nao, siendi popote, misita kuacha kamwe. Ni mimi na wewe. Maneno yao haiwezi tuweka chini. Wakija na silaha tutapambana nao, siendi popote, misita kuacha kamwe. Ni mimi na wewe, penzi haiwahusu. Ni mimi na wewe, ni mimi na wewe tu, ni mimi na wewe tu mpenzi.